Can you tell people who are beginners, who want to go into farming, what they should start for? Because, people asking me, if I have 2 goats, let me say educate us about this within this 20 minutes. Educate us about people from the beginning.
From the beginning.
I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up. I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the
Yeah, so guys, as I said, I'm going to Semanhyia Farm, and I told you come with me. I'm here at Semanhyia Farm in the Eastern region, the first one in the Eastern region, and Mr. Fred is here with me, and he's going to explain all the questions that you've been asking me on the comment section, and the one you've been calling me. The main guy is here. He will answer your questions, and also keep watching Kwaminat TV. Guys, leave comments, and let's see what happened in Bono region and the Eastern region. Nice to meet you again, bro.
Nice to meet you too.
And I'm always happy to see you.
Great.
So today I don't want to waste your time, and I'm going to go in straight.
Sure.
A lot of people are asking me about the video I shot the last time. Where is Fred? Where is Semanhyia Farm? Where is farming in Africa? Then I said, give me time. I will look for where he is. Today I'm here with you. I want you to first of all tell them your location first.
Okay. So we are currently at Eastern region in Suhum, in a small town called Bisimdawa, which is about maybe 15 minutes drive once you get to Suhum on the Kumasi Road. So that's where we are currently at.
Man, I have seen what is here. It's beautiful.
Thank you.
I know the other side,
Yeah.
but I see here as modern way of farming with a space. Can you tell people who are beginners, who want to go into farming, what they should start for? Because people asking me, if I have 2 goats, let me say educate us about this within this 20 minutes. Educate us about people from the beginning.
From the beginning. I think, just like anything, takes time to build. So you can look at somebody's, 5 years, 6 years of, effort and say, I want to be there just today. If you can, great. You can leap a lot of things and be there. But if you can't, that shouldn't be a discourage. I think, you got to start from where your budget and your resource, can start you from. I always tell people when I was starting, I started with 2 goats in my house, just right next to, it was actually a container house just like this, so right next to it, and that's where I started mine from. And to me, it was to learn, was to, just understand what I'm getting myself into before I even went ahead to buy more goats and started preparing my land. So I guess if you're new and you're watching us, it doesn't matter, the capital you have, or even if you don't have land. I always use this when I talk to students. I say, go to your neighborhood. You will find a plot of land that the person is spending money every 2-3 months to clear it. That's a land for you to utilize it. There's so many uncompleted buildings around Africa. Like, go get one, start your good from that uncompleted building, and gradually, once you start making money, you can buy your own land. But if you do have a land, then, I think the first thing you want to do to our standard is to, first of all, do your perimeter fence. That means that making sure that the entire land is fenced. And once it's fenced, then you can start growing your food. Then the other things comes in terms of dividing your pasture, building your pen, and so on and so forth. But sometimes when it comes to agriculture, we don't really look at it like business. So most people feel like, I just want to go do it. But if you want to go into business, you need to plan, you need to save, you need to budget, right? And that's why, to me, I open up this place to anybody who wants to learn, whether you're a stranger or not, from Ghana or not. Like, it's a place for us to come see what is possible and say, this is where I want to get to, but I'm not there yet. I don't have the resources. How do I get there? How much do I need? Who are the expertise that I need? What are the resources, the training that I need to get there? So just like any business, before you venture, you need to plan. And planning your budget, which is money, is important. Planning the people you're going to work with is important. You yourself, the knowledge for you to understand what you're getting into, and then, you know, the market as well. What market are you meeting? So there's a whole lot for you to get into. But first of all, I think decide if this is what you want to, and if you're not sure, come over here, you know, come spend a couple of days with us, see if this is what you want to do. You know, yesterday I was here with a group of people who have come to learn from us, and I said, you know, for this first week is for you to see even if you like the smell of goats, if you're willing to put in the work, what it's going to take for you to get this goat from the day it's born to, like, you know, 9 months or 10 months that you sell. There's a lot of effort that goes into it. So you need to know and understand that. You know, maybe you might come and think, oh, this place is beautiful, it's great, but you don't like the early morning wake up. You don't like the morning daily routine that we do here. So the nitty-gritties is important for people to understand that, hey, this is something I want to do before you even put your money into it. So exactly. So I can go on and on and on, but I'll pause and let you. Yeah.
Before you even put your money in it. And I mean, Mr. Fred.
Yeah.
There's a lot of people calling me from different places. Some are from the States. Some are from all over Africa.
Yeah.
Can anyone come?
Yeah.
That is also one key I have to know. Can anyone come to this place to, I mean, study about this farming?
Yeah, I think we are open. You know, the first person who actually came to stay here for 3 months was from Liberia. The first person to come stay here with us was from Liberia. I don't think we you know, discriminate. We are all one people. I think you know, we can't say we are just for Ghanaians. So anybody, obviously we are opening up our home, our investment to strangers, and therefore there are policies, rules, and things we need to follow to make sure that, you know, we also don't attract the wrong people into our home. So that we would definitely do. And yesterday I told them, you know, most of you are here, but if you don't comply, you go home. I will sack you the same day. I don't care, you know. I have to protect what we have for other people with right intentions to come. And you know, so anybody's welcome. Just get in touch with us. We're trying to also minimize the capacity so that those that are here can actually get to experience it. You know, instead of just having 20 people here and they don't have things to do or they are not really learning, you know. And I need to make sure I'm also available to be able to meet them in the evenings and take them through some of the practical things they are doing and so on. So yes, everybody's welcome, but we just have to manage our time and the capacity of people we can host here at a time. Yeah.
So that means people have to book and
exactly
see the time wise and how they will come and also.
Exactly.
Okay. The next question is in terms of the goods. In terms of the goods.
Yeah.
I can see that the goats are huge.
Yeah.
Not only local ones, like from the West African ones.
Yeah.
And when they get it, let me say I came to get a goat about 1,000 cedi,
$1,000. Yeah.
Yeah. How much is it? And I take it over there. Did I have any warranty about you? I mean, helping me out to bring it up in a few days or something like that? Do you have?
So it depends on the person, but mostly those that have gotten goats from us or have gotten into this new venture, you know, it's not cheap. Farming is not cheap, so you want to protect that. And in order to protect that, you need to have the expertise, the knowledge to be able to keep them alive. We go by 5 pillars here. You know, number 1 is the breed and genetics. So getting the right breed for to serve the purpose of your market is very important, whether it's milk or meat. Inside that, getting the right genetic that is beautiful enough for you as well is key. So once you get that from us, you're not done. You know, there is the nutrition part. How do you feed them to get the best potential out of them? Because you can buy a goat from here. You know, I have a goat that's over 100 kg, right? And that goat, if you take it to your farm and you don't feed that goat well, that goat is going to start reducing. So before you realize it's 50 kg, 40 kg, and will eventually die, right? Then there is also the health component. You know, goats have viruses that attack them. They have, you know, bacteria that they deal with. They have parasites that they deal with. So knowing how to identify which parasites you're treating, what bacteria you're fighting, what are the vaccination programs. So that is also important. And then basic management, your day-to-day routines of things you need to do at your farm to avoid certain injuries, incidents, and so on and so forth. So yes, we do help people that buy from us or even buy from wherever they bring their goat. We have a program where we put them on, and in our system, what we use to manage our goats, we put them in as well. So I don't know if you saw, there was a gentleman here. He came to take one of our guys to Kumasi. So
yeah, I saw that.
Exactly. So he's going to be in Kumasi for I think 3 days, because every 2 months we visit that farm and we go, we weigh them, we do all the medication, we do whatever is not going well, we coach and so on. Those that are closer by us, sometimes we just go every 2 weeks or something like that. So it depends on the program that the farmer have with us, you know. But I think the first most important thing is we can be everywhere and we can be there 24/7. So you, the farmer or your farm manager, needs to be here, and we can give that person as much as possible, you know, so that once the person knows, he can be independent, and we will just come in, you know, once in a while.
So that if I understand it, that means people can come and train their people here, like
Yeah.
I said, their workers mostly. I'm asking this question for the diasporas.
Yeah.
Because most, you know, they are absentees, they
Yeah.
are not here,
Yeah.
and most of the time they have people that, you know, how they farm here. So they can come and spend.
Yeah, we do 3 months, we do 1 month.
All right.
Yes,
Okay.
so yeah.
And it's affordable.
Yeah, I think so. Don't have the numbers, but it depends on the accommodation you're using and all of
You
that.
give them accommodation here as well.
So we
Or they
actually
stay in
building, but we have houses in the community
Okay.
that we've arranged with them, so then they will be able to stay there. Some also do stay in a hotel, depending on who is coming and exactly. But for the training itself, no, I think it's practical. We want people to come and learn, because I can sit on the internet and teach as much as I can, but the fastest way to learn is by doing it.
Yeah, that's true. Okay. So guys, as I said, I'm coming to ask so many questions, but you know, our time, so I won't ask my question, but the little that I want you to know that if you want to go into goat farming, I think Semanhyia Farms, as I'm talking to you now in West Africa or in Africa, is the best place to be. As our Liberian brothers and other brothers from Nigeria and all those coming, those who are commenting and asking for some questions, Fred is here, and also I will leave their contact on the description. So if you need them or you call Kwaminat TV, you know, it's sure you're going to get direct to them, and especially Nadia. You're going straight to her and she will give you any assist that you want. Fred, the first time I met you, it wasn't a good, atmosphere.
Yeah, call it so.
You can call it so. In Berekum, get your goat out of our land.
Yeah.
You got a goat out of the land. You saw most of them. And you came to this place. Tell us. I have seen it, but I think the people also want to know, as they said, where are you? And you say you are here. Tell us how the experience from that side and here. Tell us a bit more in just a few.
Thank you for watching this far. If you've enjoyed what you've watched so far, be rest assured we have a lot more like this for you. All I need you to do right now is to take just a second of your time, hit the subscribe button so that you don't miss any more content like this we bring your way. Also, you doing this would help reach more people with similar interests like yourself. So by all means, hit the subscribe button, and thanks for watching. Enjoy the rest of it.
I think it's just one of those things that happens. It obviously wasn't a very sweet moment. We started the year very rough, but we came out stronger, and I'm looking more towards the future. I think when it happens, the best way we could do is, how do we move on from here? Because it was definitely not going to kill the dream. So the question was, how do we move on from here, and what do we need? And I think, we made the step. This place had already been purchased for future projects. It wasn't going to be a model farm. It was going to be a fulfillment center, so that someday we can bring all the goats here before we get them out of the country and so on. But we came here, and with the support of everybody that supported us emotionally, with your comments, everything, we started work. And I think in 6 months time we're able to build this, what we've built, and started operating. It's a lesson to all of us, to try and do both to the chiefs and our traditional leaders, and also to us businessmen and investors, to be able to coexist and honor our traditions, and also be able to welcome progress, because that is, it goes hand in hand. We cannot just depend on our traditions, otherwise
we stay in where we are for 100 years.
Exactly. So at some point we need to compromise to be able to progress to the next stage. But it's been a journey, but I'm excited. I'm always looking forward to the next step. So whatever is behind me, I leave it behind, and I move on. And
I'm
yeah,
glad to
here we
hear that,
are.
guys. So one of the questions is also answered, because you asked me to find where he is, and he is here. And we are going back to the goats.
Sure.
Here, are you using this place as research center? Like you research it, breed it and do so. Can you tell the people what exactly, or just farming like the other side that you farm?
I think when the incident happened, I actually told people that I'm going to focus more on training and sharing my knowledge. Obviously, that is something that I love doing from day one. Is we need to have access to the information. Otherwise, we will all be the sheep. We will all go and fall, and nobody's really, because the one that figures out also doesn't want to share. So I was all about information sharing, so that Africans around the world, we can, have the data. If you're sitting in the US, UK, and you want to do something, like you can be in the US and still know what is happening, have the data you need to be able to make an informed decision before you even make the step. So that's what I wanted to do, to focus on training, and that was part of designing this place. And then the training also comes with the experience. I don't want to just go read a book and say this is it, but I want to be able to practice whatever that I'm learning, and then the outcome be able to share it, right? So in a way become a research center, where we are testing, experimenting with different things. You talked, am I going to be a big farmer? The point is, I'm still figuring out a lot of things, because this place, now we are farming just on about 2 acres. It is not much. And we haven't been here for a year, so I haven't gone through the entire climatic weather condition here. So I need to go through a year or two to understand, the rain pattern, the dry season, the duration. After that, then I need to decide how many animals can I actually keep here, right? And that will tell me whether I just do for breeding, or I do like a proper commercial farm or not. There's still a lot that I need to figure out, but at the moment, we're still bringing goats from outside the country, and we know that everything that we import comes back to hurt our economy. So the better we produce here, the better for us, so that we can keep the currency here. The money goes into our own farmers. Imagine somebody selling a goat in Ghana for $1,000. That's a good business.
It's a very good business.
Exactly.
Yeah,
So
it doesn't happen, because we buy the goats, and there's outside there. How much? $100?
Yeah, like $100,
because it's about
$200.
1,500 cedis or something like that. So it's $100. So
yeah,
and
but
if you can able to sell it,
exactly,
I think it's good for mostly West Africa,
Yeah.
not only in Ghana, because we all have those small in the whole West Africa. I think it's good for
and we also have good climate. We have everywhere is green. You go South Africa and they don't even have rain, and they're able to do this. So we have a lot of upper hand, and I think if we, I know it's difficult for us to start, but a few people that have started, I see in 10 years time, you know, it will be something that people can access because the cost will come down and so on and so forth. Yeah.
It was something that I want to ask you about. If you go into goat business or goat farming, how long will you start? Let me say I invest now. How long would I start? I mean, getting. Can you give me a rough,
some numbers?
Some numbers?
Sure. So so in animal farming, there are two investments. So the first investment is your capital investment, which goes into purchasing the land, building your infrastructure, if you need electricity, if you need water, whatever it is. But know that those things don't give your money back to you, right? You invest into those things. They are assets for you. And in any business, those assets, you're going to recoup it over time. It's not next year, it's not next 2 years. So you need to say, okay, maybe I invested $40,000 into this. I'm going to spread that over 10 years, right? So that's one. Then two is the livestock stuff, which is your cash flow. So if you invest into one female, right, whether I come pregnant, we saw our goats pregnant because I think the farmers love it. Every day I get pictures and say, oh, my goat came yesterday and he gave birth the next week, you know. So we saw our goats pregnant. And then we also have the best males. It's expensive to buy a quality male, so it's better we use our genetic on your goat so that the kids will have better genetic and you can start your farm with it. So you buy the goat, you buy one goat, let's say $1,000. Goats on an average will give birth to 2. Some will do 3. I have a goat here that gave birth to 4. So it depends, but on an average it's 2. So a goat's pregnancy rate is about 5 months. So if you buy a goat now and it's crossed now, in the next 5 months, that goat is going to give birth to 2. So now the value of your farm in terms of stock is around $3,000. You invested $1,000. Then that baby goat in 9 months, if it's this foreign goats, then in 9 months you're looking at about 45 to 50 kg. So in 9 months we can sell your goats off, right? So then that's 9 months plus 5 months of pregnancy is when you can start seeing money. So that's if you start with 1, then you can sell 2, right? Or depending on how many you want to sell. So you look at the multiplication factor, then you say, okay, this is a good business, right? Then you look at your demand as well if you have market for it, right? Because every business, it doesn't matter.
Exactly. You are as well, yeah.
Exactly, yeah.
Okay. And people outside there, can they come in here, get their own grass, and if they start their farming, or even if they have their farm, can they come and get their own glass here and go and plant it on their own?
Yeah. I mean, we have the seeds at the shop. We have a shop in Achimota, one in Kumasi and one in Tamale, and then we have also in Nigeria and Abuja as well. Hopefully soon we'll be somewhere else. I don't know. Maybe we're also in Uganda, so you can get it in Uganda. So if you want to start, we always advocate for you to start planting your feed first. Exactly. So get your seed planted. Once you have food, like, you know, there's no limit. I wish I had feed. If I had feed, I would have 500 goats right now.
The person has already goats. He has already goats.
Yeah.
So he have now seen you on planting.
Yes.
How long does it take for this Semanhyia glass to?
Yeah. So once you plant it, it's gonna take about 8 weeks. In about 8 weeks' time, you should be at your first harvest. It's 2 things: either you're harvesting and storing it as hay, or you're letting them graze directly at it. So in about 8 weeks, it should be ready for you to feed your animals with it.
The dry season and the rainy season. Can you plant it anytime in this, or it's difficult for it to grow on dry season?
No, just like any seed or even human beings, we need water to grow, right? So in the dry season, it doesn't get water. So if you have like source of water to water it, then it will grow for you. If you don't, you put it in the soil, it's going to stay in the soil. Without water, it's not going to germinate. It will germinate if you water it. In the dry season, if it's already planted, it's still going to grow, but not as fast as in the rainy season. right? So in the rainy season, the more rain it gets, the faster it's going to grow. The good thing about this is it doesn't dry. So even without water, it's not going to turn brown. It's still green. Yeah,
still green.
exactly. So in the dry season, you'll come here and you see all the grass around us very brown, but then the Semanhyia grass is always green. And that's why I actually chose that, you know.
What advice will you give it to the diasporas and also our youth that some are in school, some are coming out from school? What advice will you give it to them about agriculture?
I think for the people in the diaspora, I've said so many things because I've been in a lot of conferences and meetings where I've given various advices to the people in diaspora. And I think home is always going to be home. Plan. You're always going to come back. Even if you're dead, we'll bring you back. So why don't you start now to plan, right? A lot of the mistake, and I have had mentorship with a lot of people there that will come, you know, thinking you just move and they've made a decision to come and do it. One thing I did when I went to the US or even in London initially is to start everything I wanted to do, to start it whilst I was there. It's not easy. It's never going to go as planned. The people that are going to do it don't have the vision you have. So there's going to be a lot of challenges. But when you're ready to come back, it takes you to the next step. It's like you're not coming to start from scratch. So if you want to go into agriculture, whilst you're there, if you have the opportunity to come once, purchase the land, right? Give it to somebody to farm on it. Gradually start something, right? So that when you come, you're not starting from scratch. At least you have something on it to be able to build upon that. Agriculture is going to take a next level in Africa. And I think people that are going to invest into agriculture are going to be, you know, people like using the word millionaires. I don't like, because money, or be rich, money is relative, depends on your level of income and so on. But I think it's going to be a very lucrative business in the next coming years. My advice also is that not everybody needs to be tilling the soil. Some people, if you're an accountant, you can come. There are already millions of farmers who needs an innovation just in managing their books and finances. Come with that knowledge and contribute in the agriculture. If you work in a factory and you know how to process something, bring that knowledge. I feel like when we think about coming into agriculture, we think we need a land and we need to come and plant, or we need to buy animals. There are so many things, and Ghana is ready for that. You can see a lot of talks around value chain and value addition. Come, bring that technology, bring that innovation, and add to it. There are already too many farmers in Ghana that needs innovation, ideas, new way, knowledge. If you have knowledge, come start a YouTube, come start a podcast. Farmers will learn from you and will contribute to that. But if you love being hands-on like me, then buy a land and let's start. You know, there's always mouth to feed, so why not? For the youth in Ghana, I think my message is for them, you know, in agriculture, the future belongs to them, right? And I think that we can't continue doing the same thing over and over and expect different results, right? We have to find a better way of doing it. And therefore, if you're youth and you want to go into agriculture and you're finishing school or you just finished, just seek the knowledge in whatever you want to go into, whether it's crop, whether it's livestock, whether it's tomatoes, whether it's pepper. Like, ask yourself, what am I going to come do different from what my parents and fathers and mothers have been doing in the past? The reason why they send you to school is so that you can be better than them. Otherwise, they would have kept you home and asked you to join them at the farm. So what can you add to whatever that you're going into to take it to the next level, right? The climate is changing. Things are not like it used to be before. My mom could look at the weather and say, oh, it's going to rain tomorrow or today. Now it doesn't work anymore, right? You have to use technology. You have to, you know, have variety of seeds. You can't just take any seed and plant. So there's a lot of research, a lot of things that's going to go into it. So use the knowledge that you've acquired in school to seek more that can be implemented in the field of agriculture that you want to go into. And be different, you know, start something that you can, not just for yourself, but you can make an impact in multiple lives. And I think that, you know, you will succeed. It's not going to be easy, but I think the future belongs to the youth. And therefore, whatever you set your eyes and mind to in Africa, it's just a matter of time, and you break through.
If you have opportunity to become that Greek minister, or if you work in UN and they put you in a Greek sector,
Yeah.
what will you see change? That is my last question.
What would I see? What would I want to do? What is the change? I say this a lot, so I'm going to repeat that. I'll
I
do
want you to repeat.
two things. Number one, I think we need to be deliberate and not just talk agriculture, but make an effort towards agriculture. So the same way we understand health being important, you understand education, school being important, so we can nourish our brain, we need to nourish our body as well. The same way we want us agriculture to be. So you go to a community and there is land dedicated for hospital, land dedicated for schools. I will want every community to have land dedicated for agriculture, so that if somebody, whether an investor, whether a youth, whether a family, somebody wants to farm and they don't have money, they should be able to access land, because then they can do what they want to do, right? And I think the next important thing is, in Africa, you know, we lose a lot of food, and so many factors, but I think proper infrastructure to connect farmers direct to market, because farmers are not poor because there's no price for their feed, but it's because there's a lot of middlemen in there. So you will go to the remote village and buy tomatoes for very cheap, and then somebody carries it, then the market women, the market queens and all of that. So then the farmer gets like very small and goes back to the bush. Then this guy becomes rich here. So I think having a very good transportation system, like from the north to the south, just a train could carry somebody's tomatoes and bring it here, and the person can sell it in Accra or Kumasi, wherever his market is, and go back. So I think that will really help farmers and also make sure that there is market for them. So those are the two things I would do on top of my head.
Thank you very much. So guys, leave comments on this way. If this video has helped you, please leave comments. And I mean, I want to say, if you want to go to agriculture, Semanhyia Farms is everywhere. And I think this man is all over Africa. If you connect with him, which he has a very special communicator, which is Nadia. Connect with her and she will feed you. And every information that you need. I love you.